Hey, everybody out there, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I am, of course, your wonderful host, the wonderful Christmas, and I have with me my wonderful, wonderful guest. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody out there, my wonderful, wonderful guest?
Sure, thank you. I'm Janyse Jaud, and I do voiceovers, and you'll know me from doing the roles of Kagra and Kana in Inuyasha as one of the series that I did. And
Yeah,
thanks for
Inuyasha.
having me on the show.
No problem. It's a pleasure to have you. And Inuyasha is a pretty, well, not, I guess not anymore, but it was a pretty long-running series. I know it had a lot of reruns too.
That's correct, yeah. And it was a great show to work on. I loved
Yeah,
it. The only thing I didn't like was that we weren't with all the other actors in the room. We had to go individually and record.
Yeah, that always kind of throws me every time I hear about it. I figure, oh yeah, it's just like a regular cartoon. Why wouldn't they all be together in the same room? There's not too many characters per episode. They could totally get together, but it's all one at a time.
Yeah, we have to match or try and match the mouth flaps. So they want you in there on your own. But it was fun. It was great. And I
But
loved the characters.
but you've also done some stuff where you can get together with the cast of a big cartoon, like stuff like Ed, Ed and Eddie and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah, and that was a long running show too. And that was that was a lot of fun. I played Sarah and also Lee Kanker in that one. And they were pretty wacky characters. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that, yeah.
yeah. A couple weeks ago we had Erin Fitzgerald in, and she said that that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, she had a great character, and it always seemed to snort.
Loads of
Yeah.
fun.
So the other types of things that I really enjoyed doing was working on Hulk versus Wolverine, and I got to play Lady Deathstrike and fight Wolverine. So that was really cool.
Lady Deathstrike's always an interesting character because I think it really takes the person playing her to make her as interesting as she can be, really. It's all dependent on the the voice behind the character with some of those uh, Marvel heroes.
That's right. Um, it's just they wanted a bit of an Asian accent, so that was really interesting to have
Hmm.
that element in there, and a very, very strong character. And there's, of course, this past relationship with Wolverine that had to be the underlying kind of tension.
Right.
So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Which one is your favorite character?
My favorite probably ties into Mega Man NT Warrior, but I'm a big fan of your dual characters, Miss Mari and Miss Yuri.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'd really like, even though they're s kind of similar, but you still manage to make them very different and
Different, yeah.
distinguishable.
Thank you.
Well,
And
not at all.
oh, okay. And I don't know if you do voiceovers, do you?
I don't know. I've maybe, just sitting here mimicking, but I haven't done anything professionally, no.
Have you tried? Do you want to
No.
try?
Do I want? Well, it would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have a face for voiceover, I suppose.
Oh, a face?
A face for
What,
voiceover.
what does that mean?
It's an expression like you're not quite good enough to be on camera. Why don't you go do some voice work?
Aw, no. I bet you look great. I just
Well,
thought that would be
thanks.
kind of cool if you tried to do one of the characters and we could kind of go back and forth.
Trying to think who I could best sound like. My talents really don't extend much farther than trying to voice match.
Uh huh. I don't want
I
to put you
don't.
on the spot either.
Nah. Maybe later we can give something a shot.
Sure.
But
Okay.
going a little bit back in time, how exactly did you get started into all this voiceover stuff?
Well, I've been performing since I was about 5. I started in ballet, classical ballet, and did a lot of musical theater, singing, acting. Then I started getting into on-camera acting. And while I was doing that, people kept saying, you've got a great voice. Why don't you get into voiceovers, right? And I never really thought of it. And so I tried. And my first role was, I think that was in 93. And I played Jessamine in Conan the Adventurer.
Ooh,
And that was my introduction into voiceovers.
quite a big introduction there.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't used to doing all the walla that was involved in that show because Jessamine was very much a gymnast, so she would be doing backflips and somersaults and landing on her horse and throwing the shuriken at the same time, and each sound had to sound like that movement exactly. So I really learned a lot with that first show.
And now doing something like that early on, did that help you when you had to get into the more intense stuff like
Yes,
Inuyasha?
absolutely, absolutely. The director of Conan the Adventurer was Wally Burr, and he was very, very precise. Even with, if you're going to throw a shuriken, are you throwing it a short distance or a really far distance? And when you are hitting someone, what kind of a hit is it? Is it a kick with the foot? And how does that sound compared to a different way of moving and jumping and hitting? So I learned a
Absolutely.
lot from him.
Yeah, I would imagine. Did you ever get a little active while trying some things out?
Oh yes, yes. Usually when you're doing voiceovers, you really do become the character, and you stand and the movements that you can make without having any noise in front of the microphone are very much in character.
You didn't knock anything over ever, did you?
Sometimes I hit the mic stand accidentally.
I hear those can get pretty expensive. I'd be a little nervous about trying to get too active myself.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just get so into it and you're so focused in your role that you don't realize what you're doing, right? So, yeah, but I didn't break anything.
Well, that's good. I would
Yeah,
imagine hitting your hand would snap you back to reality pretty quick, though.
yeah, yeah. And we just did a retake, so that was okay.
That's why there's always two takes.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And
And it's
now,
been such a great career. You know, like I told you before, I never thought of getting into voiceovers in the beginning. I was just
yeah,
an all-around performer. But being able to have a job like this, and where you can be a hero, a villain, a little animal, or just whoever, it's so much fun.
yeah, it's a lot of freedom that you have. What would you say is your favorite type of character to play?
There's two. I I do like the strong villain because there's a lot of layers that you can play with them. But
Definitely.
I also like the young, innocent uh, character that's just full of wonderment,
Hmm. Hmm.
seeing everything for the first time. Like when you were 5 or 4,
Yeah.
how you acted. Like,
Trying to think back to those days. Like, hmm.
yeah,
It's a bit of a contrast, but it's one of the great things about voiceovers. You get to have that contrast. You're not just the same type of character over and over again, like Tom Cruise or whatever.
mhm, yeah, that's true.
And now, have you
And
been working on anything recently that you're allowed to talk about? I know that there are a lot of NDAs out there.
yeah, that's true. There is. I've been working on Strawberry Shortcake. I play Orange Blossom, and another character called Sadie, and one of the Berrykins, and that's been going really well. And I'm working on another thing right now that I can't really talk about, that I'm creating on my own.
Ooh,
Yeah.
little self-indulgent type project.
I guess you could say that.
We will
Yeah.
definitely have to be on the lookout for that. But I think
Uh-huh.
for everybody else out there, we're going to take a short musical break, but don't go anywhere because my special guest and I will still be here when we get back. So keep it tuned to your favorite station, 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.
Hi, I'm the Celtic Guardian, but you guys can call me Dave. When I'm not busy being sacrificed in order to summon monsters that are halfway useful, I like to listen to 918 The Fan, one of the hottest online radio shows on the worldwide internet highway. Did I mention I have like 1,400 attack points? That's a big deal in my world, you know. Plus, I have a sword. Does the Blue Eyes White Dragon have a sword? No. Fuck the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Seriously.
Hey, everybody out there, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I am still here, and my special guest is...
Me?
Yes,
Janyse?
there she is.
There I am.
So, we did a little chatting behind the scenes, and she's talked me into making a fool of myself for all of your amusement.
I thought it would be really funny if we did this kind of little voice thing back and forth. What do you say?
Yes, I think it would be quite an adventure.
If we could just pretend that we were. Let me see. What if we were faced with a villain and we had to fight, but we were really scared? What would you do?
Well, in this type of situation, I think it's time to bust out my finisher move, but I, I can't quite seem to remember what it is.
You do a. Yeah. Your turn. Excellent. You nailed him. Now you gotta laugh.
Good going. That was great.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll be taking someone's job next week over in Ocean Studios.
That's right. Good for you.
Fantastic. But now that we've taken care of that, you do other things besides voiceover.
Right. I'm a singer-songwriter, so I have some songs out there on the radio.
Ooh.
And in various films. And they range from pop dance to jazz swing.
Those are some of my favorite types of music. They're always so nice and upbeat and just easy to listen to.
Yeah.
And
So
how exactly did you get started into that?
I wrote my first song when I was 9 and just kept writing from then on, and then got into some, various different types of bands. Experimented with different styles of music. I mainly did pop, but I experimented with rock and also calypso, soca, which was a real fun band to be in. Very Caribbean party music,
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But then the stuff I write now, it's mainly pop dance.
Well, that's what seems to be popular nowadays.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I try to make the songs either motivational or inspirational, something really positive to, get people going. And for instance, I did this one song called Dreamers, because it frustrates me when people have a lot of talent, but they're afraid to pursue that talent because they don't think they're good enough when they really are.
Definitely. I know pretty much exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And this song is all about that. Like, just go after your dream, because you really can do it. If you really believe in yourself, just go for it. Because we all go through different obstacles, many, many obstacles, right? And you go, I don't know, it's not working out. Maybe I should just quit. And if you just keep going, it happens. It works. And you get to that place where you want to be, and you achieve that goal. But too many people give up too soon.
Definitely. And that's really a great message to convey, and sometimes it's best conveyed through music.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that you can listen to over and over, but you don't get sick of hearing it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
so that's what my stuff's about.
Yeah. No, you keep going. You had something to say. Don't mind me.
Oh, well, and then just realizing that, like especially some young kids, they have a hard time in school and stuff, and with bullying and all that. And some of my songs are about that. It's really important to believe in yourself and to really like yourself and to know that you are really your own best friend, right? And to take care of yourself and realize that you have so much to offer and so much potential that you don't want other people putting you down, because you don't deserve that, right?
Right.
Every person is unique. Every person deserves the best. And you just gotta keep going and just keep believing in yourself and knowing that you can be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do.
I'm ready to break out my lighter and, start a big, whatever it's called, when everybody busts out their lighter at a concert. It's a big motivational speech. There's a
A
lot
big
of
motivational speech, yes.
there's a lot of
Yes.
feelings going on here.
Yeah, you can email me and I'll motivate you.
But that's actually a nice segue into our next thing. For any of the fans who are looking to find out more about you and more about your stuff, especially your super awesome solo project for when more information is available, where can they do that?
Okay, well, on Facebook, I have a fan page. My name is spelled Janyse, and also a website with my first name.com, which will also display my music. And then my voiceover site is my full name, so it's Janyse Jaud, Jaud. So Janyse Jaud, or in French you would say Janyse Jaud, but not too many people can say that, so I just say it the English way.
It's a Canadian thing, I can tell.
Yeah.
But
So that's those are some places that they can reach me.
definitely, and we will definitely keep our eyes peeled, especially for that. And I'm really curious about what that solo project is you tease, but I guess we'll have to wait for the future to find out more.
Yeah, I will keep you updated.
All right. And a little bit of a bonus out there for the fans. We're Janyse and I, we've been talking a bit via email, and hopefully, once we do our next big music update, you can hear some of her awesome music on the station. I've had the chance to listen to a bit, and it sounds really awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. But before we end our time together, it's time for me to put you on the spot. Haha.
Ho, ho, ho. What are you going to do?
We just ask you to participate in our 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Oh, okay, so what do I have to do?
It's very simple. We just ask everybody who comes on the show to do a radio bump for us.
Okay, so what do you want me to say?
We just ask everybody to say, hello, my name is, you insert your name. I do this, you insert what you do. You can say you're a voice actress, singer, songwriter, everything in between. It's completely up to you. And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay.
All right.
I remember all that.
Well,
I hope I remember all that.
Well, the big trick is that we do it live on air, just in case there are any bloopers for all the listeners out there.
Okay. So I'm supposed to do this now?
Yep. Whenever you're all ready, we can go for a take one.
Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Janyse Jaud, or Janyse Jaud, whichever way you want to say it, English or French. I'm a voiceover actress. You've probably seen me on several different series, and I love doing voiceovers for you guys. I'd love it if you contacted me, tell me about yourself, and I forget what I'm supposed to say next. Okay,
and you're
how
tuned
about
into 91.8 The Fan.
And you are tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. And you are tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Very cool. And now we have two things which I can mix together in post-editing. That'll be fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for anybody out there who missed any part of this interview, shame on you. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming out here and joining me.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Well, it was my
It was so
pleasure.
much fun.
But for everybody out there, don't fret if you missed any part of it. It will be up on the website in the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan because we've got everything you want and nothing you don't.